Welcome back, everybody and anybody, to another video. The Stranger Things PTB has just ended, a couple days ago, for Stranger Things Chapter 2. And yeah, so, I played it. I played it on stream. I played it a little bit off stream. Did a little bit of recording and stuff. So, just give my little quick thoughts on it. Because I don't think it was bad. Honestly, I think it was good. Honestly, I think it was a better content than what the final season of Stranger Things gave us. So just a little bit there. But that's for a different video, like my thoughts on all that. But you know, we got Dustin, 11, and Vecna coming in, and yeah. So overall, I think the PTB was pretty good. I only did Stranger Things. I didn't try the 2v8 because I know that came in a little bit later. But yeah, overall pretty good. Really fun. I think a lot of the perks were really fun on both sides. Um, Vecna was cool. We'll get more into that. Yeah. So for the survivors, getting to the survivors. First Dustin. I really like him. The models I thought were pretty well done. Actually, for everybody, like they all looked pretty good. But Dustin, I really liked him, and especially his perks. His one perk where you get to trap a window. I liked it. Did not a lot of people, going through the window, and especially because they're going against Vecna. Windows is not really viable as much. Vecna can easily counter windows and shit. So like him, no, but uh, I thought it was really fun. Pretty good. Like what was I think it was like 50% hindrance for like 6 seconds. So like that's really good. And I think that's like it's either similar or that is like very close to what Chem Trap I think it's called. The one that you trap the pallet and they break it. They've got the same thing. That was pretty good. I really liked that, and that was like I think one of his standouts. Um, um, sorry about that. Could not remember them, but yeah, Bad Bad Boom. I think was my favorite to use, and the one I tried to use the most, if I remember correctly. And then I think his worst is the teamwork one. Like, uh, the the check zones, I think would be good for like newer players probably, but like, and like the 5% repair speed if someone else is working on it, it's good, it makes it feel better, but like it's not the most. I have some fun doing that, but I think that probably is his worst. The toolbox into a mech kit I think could be really fun, and I feel like it'd be fun pairing it with dramaturgy and trying to get a toolbox from dramaturgy and then use it and then get a mech kit. But it's dramaturgy, so you run the risk of not getting a toolbox, or you do the whole thing, get mech kit. You use dramaturgy and then it replaces it. So like, but I think for fun builds that'd be good. And then also just the trapping the window. Even if the killer doesn't, I like the you put it on there in front of the killer, especially like how people do with chem trap and stuff for that. But yeah, Dustin, pretty cool. I liked his perks a lot. Now on to 11 and her perks. All right, look down them again because I don't know names. Extra sensory fucking ads. Perception. That one. I think her perks. Again are really good and really fun. The teamwork one is I think again the worst one, and honestly I think is a little bit worse than um Dustin's. Especially because like yeah you have teamwork that does that, but like technician, I think, does it fairly fine. But still fun. I imagine you could still use it, especially, it's teamwork, so use it with others. I think her best is, actually, I think her two others are, for me, on the same level. I love extra sensory perception. I paired it with aces that increases aura reading. I'm gonna be honest, not sure if that worked on it. I'm gonna be honest. I could not really tell, but I'm also uh like I tried it and like it seemed to increase the aura range. I'm not sure. But that was really fun, and being able to crouch for 4 seconds, and you get to see the killer for I think 11 seconds if you keep crouching. So that with Urban Evasion feels nice, honestly, for sneaking and getting info on them. And especially when I used it first, I did not realize it was all aura. I thought it was just killer aura. So that was like, oh shit. But, I think that's really fun. Could probably make a sneak build with it. And stuff. And also, when you're getting healed and you're crouch, you can hit the crouch button and it will activate. And so you being able to see the killer if he's coming towards you, especially because you become oblivious while using it. But it's like, yeah, you become oblivious, but it's like doesn't really do the most, I guess, besides probably stealth killer, because I think stealth killer negate aura. Yes, they do. I know. I should know that because I run a aura build with dramaturgy, which is that. But really fun. And then we see you. That was really fun, especially for object. And I don't know if I did it for multiple matches, but the match I did do that I distinctly remember is objects of obsession. Like when every time I activate, that killer would immediately beeline it, and he just kept chasing me for most of the match. Besides until the end, when he downed other people. But it was fun, especially because after 4 times, your teammates get to see the killer's aura for 15 seconds, so it's pretty nice. I like it a lot. I thought it was really fun to run with object. Maybe not the most like powerful or like one you're going to bring in when you're like, I need to win, but just fun, and that's most of it. But yeah, so for the survivors, definitely I think they were really fun. I like the perks a lot. Curious on how they're going to get changed a little bit on launched. Hopefully, I hope they stay very, very close to how they are now, because I think they're fine, honestly. Like, I think they're fine, you know. So yeah, hopefully they don't get changed too much, because I think they're fine. I don't think they're totally overpowered. I just think they're really fun to use. But moving on to the killer. So new killer, Vecna. At first when I was first going, like reading before I tried him, I thought it was going to be a lot more annoying to play against him. But actually going against him was really fun, and I think he was also pretty fun to play as well. For his power, which again, it is fun to me that he seems to be more powerful than he canonically is in his series. Which is just kind of fun that DBD made Vecna more of a threat than he was even in his own show. So hilarious. But pretty fun. They're saying of like when people learn him, you can like kind of easily, it can be kind of an easy match for survivors when they know him and like they're really good at like predicting where survivors are going and distance. He can be a motherfucker. um, with his I think it's called the Vine Attack, which is like the best thing of his. He is able to launch them so quick, and like when people learn him, he's gonna be a motherfucker. Um, the was it Roll Breaker? mode or whatever it's called. Where he's able to damage you, he can easily down people. Uh, when you get in like the groove of him, or if you like mess up, he can easily punish you for that. I think his worst attack, well, his worst part of his ability is the um uh upside down attack. I'm forgetting the name of it, where you become a sludge thing and you're moving around. Yeah, I think a little bit quicker. I might be wrong on that, but you got undetectable, and it's like a giant area effect. That is so easy to avoid. It really did not feel good. I mean, you can hit, you know, but it definitely takes like you definitely gotta be more mindful and like, cause survive is really easy for survivors to just um get out of it and not get hit by it. But when they do, and if you're out of World Breaker, you, I think, pretty much proc World Breaker. Okay, adds 2 World Breaker tokens. So, if you hit it, it's pretty good. And he also has add-ons that let him damage gens and break, I think, down pallets and stuff, which I had a lot of fun with, and I could kind of see myself using that a lot, and more so of like, just being undetectable and traveling really quickly to, an area. I see survivors working, kick them off. I pop up, even if I don't hit anybody, have that add on. That sounds fucking weird. The add-on to do it. And personally, that's why I had the most fun doing his attack. Also, he has undetectable. Not really the most useful because his traveling sound is loud as fuck. You hear him. So like, not the most useful, but and if I had changed anything for his power, I could see it being like maybe uh the increasing the time in between he can do his vine attacks, and then maybe have the uh um upside down come like giant AoE attack maybe a little bit faster, or if uh they could probably just keep it honestly and maybe just make him a little bit faster moving even more in the undergate. I think it's called undergate. Or in when he's in undergate upside down bullshit mode. Maybe that be good. Not fully sure. I didn't play him a ton, and I didn't really play him serious. I just played him very much for fun and stuff. But other than that, also the grandfather clocks, I love because I love they use a fucking off-brand running up that hill for you to take away his world breaker mode quicker. I love going up to the grandfather clocks, just seeing the characters to royalty free running up that hill. That is pretty fun, and I think my favorite part about the killer and the most fun I had is just he's on world breaker right to clock and doing that. Also, I think for the clocks, you don't need multiple people on clocks. I think one person really should be on a clock when he enters Role Breaker and nothing more. Because did multiple, but I think for just like playing against him, one person needs to just put on clock and everybody else doing their own stuff of either getting chased or getting chased, and then maybe like the other two, working on gens for that and stuff. But yeah, onto his perks. His perks. Voice crack. Again, I forgot the name, so I had to look them up. But for his perks, generally all three I think are pretty good. Not the most powerful, but like also I think they're pretty nice to use, and like especially one that gives you like really good info, and I think it'd probably be really good in my opinion on the high mobility killers. Which that one is Hex Hive Mind, where you're able to see the auras, the like different intensity of auras depending on how completed, like how close to being completed they are. So like when they're the most red, they're like pretty much about to proc. That's really good. And like for him, he's a 4.4 meters per second killer. But like I think like for high mobility, like a Kaneki, and stuff, like he'd be pretty good. Or like even I could see like a spring trap, something that has like a teleport, or like maybe even Sako, like being able to see that and just help your teleportation be a little bit more like prioritizing where you need to be a little bit better. Pretty good. And then if they get to one gen they need, the three gens just pop and start regressing. That's pretty good too. A lot. I never got it, and I didn't see a lot of it happen because a lot of times it's hacked, so of course it gets cleansed. But that's where you hit his secret project perk when they cleanse a totem or bless it. It blocks a random generator for 30 seconds. And then after one or more generators are blocked, you become undetectable for 30 seconds. Pretty good. I could see you running that with, like, kind of do a hex build, but not like every perk is a hex. Or like doing like a light hex or something. Like a light hex build, potentially. Like 3 perk slots, you use Secret Project and then 2 hex, and then you have something else. I could see potentially. Or you just do, yeah, like all 3 hex. You do 3 hexes and then that. And then, a little slowdown, hopefully, potentially. And stuff. Um, Also, I could see it being like just run like I could see myself running Haunted Grounds, and Secret Project, just to kind of like hopefully someone cleanse it, they get exposed, and then a generator gets blocked. If I'm lucky, it blocks like a really good generator, pretty good. And then you have Turn Back the Clock, which allows you to just remotely damage a gen after you hook a survivor. You have 60 seconds. On that, I think it might be a little bit too powerful if you didn't have to see it, because currently you have to have visual sight of it. And it has to be within 20 meters. I think potentially I don't know. I don't think it'd be so overpowered if you didn't have to have line of sight. If you could just point at one, and even if it was behind a wall, but if it was in that 20 meter, use it. Do it. Personally, I don't think that'd be too overpowered. But maybe it was. Maybe like if they did change that, maybe I'd be like, oh shit, this is actually a lot more, better. But pretty good. Like just being able to remotely regress kind of saves a little bit of time of having to fully walk there. And I think it would save even more time if you could damage it without having the line of sight bullshit. But overall, I think his perks were pretty fucking good. He looks pretty good. Not the biggest fan of Vecna design in general, for like especially season 5, but like for what he is, I think he looks pretty good. Grandfather Clock looks pretty good. Like everything, just kind of I think was done, pretty solid. For this PTB, at least for the Stranger Things. Again, I didn't do the 2v8 stuff, so I don't know on that. But for Stranger Things, I think overall they did a pretty good job, and I don't think it needs a lot of tweaking. Um, for the for the launch, and I'm hoping that'll change a lot, because I think maybe some minor stuff again, and like I think Vecna, I think probably upgrade his speed when he's like up his speed a little bit more when he's in the upside down. That might make it feel a little bit better. And then maybe decrease or increase the time it takes that you have in between his buying tactics because he can really spam. So like it's really easy. But he's a 4.4 meters per second. So like, I, you know, the speed stuff he kind of struggles with in that case. So maybe it feel too bad with his speed if they increase the time between them. I don't know. I think solid. Surprisingly, after seeing that season, that final season, just kind of funny, in my opinion, DBD gave us a better Stranger Things content than the final season, and we got Tokyo Ghoul in DBD, and it was actually something good from Tokyo Ghoul that wasn't the manga, because Jesus Christ, that franchise has the whole that series has the whole thing of, if it's not the manga, it's really not good. But DBD gave us, so we're 2 for 2 now. 2 for 2, is that? Whatever. But yeah, so little ramble, little yap of my thoughts and all that. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a good day or night. And if you like this, give it a like. Put your opinion of the PTB in the comments. If there's stuff you think, like, the stuff you would change or tweak, it'd be cool. Hear your thoughts. I think it's pretty good, but like, that's my opinion. Let me hear yours. And yeah, so have a good day or night, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.